This week on Car Obsession, I unlock a water feature on my Seat Leon Cupra, I crack under pressure, and I struggle to spin a wheel. Hello guys and welcome back to Car Obsession. So I thought I'd do a bit of a fleet update today. As you can see, I'm joined by Leo, my Leon Cupra, to my left hand side. Today I should be replacing the windscreen washer bottle because it's leaking every time I get into the car. It's moaning that there's no fluid and there's a puddle underneath the car. So yeah, that needs addressing. It might not be the bottle, it could be a seal or something else, but yeah, I need to kind of take trims off, get better access and see what's going on. Also in this video, I will give a little brief update on Monique, the MX-5, and Bella, my Fiat Seicento Sporting. So yeah, it should be a nice little update. Now, as much as I'm likely to replace the windscreen washer bottle on this, I won't really be filming a how-to video because it's going to be very niche content. There's not many of these cars around, not really much opportunity for content, and I doubt it's going to be very few people, I doubt it's going to be many people that want to see how to replace the windscreen washer bottle on a Mark II Leon Cupra. Anyway, that aside, let's get Leo up in the air and yeah, see what's going on. Before we do anything though, the most important task of the day. Caffeine! So as you can see, I've got the wheel arch trim off now and the washer bottle is just here. And much to my surprise, there is actually some fluid still left in it. I thought it was going to be completely empty. Let me get my torch so you can get, there we go. So yeah, as you can see, there is some fluid in there. Like I said, I was expecting this to be empty, but if I bring you guys down, you can see, look, it's definitely leaking, definitely leaking. We've got two 10mm nuts just there. I'm pretty sure they're 10mm, let's face it. It's very likely they're going to be a 10mm, and then you've got a 10mm bolt on the other side. Now annoyingly, I do think the bumper will need to come off, maybe not completely off, but partially off. I must confess, all the time that I've been stood here, it hasn't leaked a drop. So that would actually lead me to believe that it probably isn't the bottle, it's probably the seal. Well, it's either the seal in which the fluid level sensor goes into, or the seal for the washer pump. So maybe the bottle isn't the issue. So I have a washer bottle here that I purchased from the Bay of E, as Miller Corner would say, fellow YouTuber and fellow Seicento Sporting owner. This was 15 quid. No, not 50, 15, 15 quid. And look, it even comes with the seals as well. At this point, I'm starting to think the seals are the issue, not the bottle itself. Now, given the fact that I only paid £15 for this, I may as well keep the bottle if I don't need to replace it, and I've got one spare. Now, if you were to buy one of these direct from Seat, you're looking at about £66, give or take, plus VAT, which for a bottle I think is extortionate. Even more so if you consider, I'm pretty sure it's just the bottle. I think it comes with the filler neck, but it doesn't come with any of the seals, if I'm not mistaken. So yeah, I think this might be a seal issue. Oh, no, not that kind of seal. That's silly. Okay, so the picture quality may have changed because I've switched over to my G7X Mark II as opposed to my 90D. So yeah, arguably you might be able to blag it without having to partially remove the front bumper, but it will make your life easier. I said this isn't going to be a how-to video, and that's kind of how it's turning out. So this is where this, if I'm not mistaken, is the level sensor. Wrong. That's the headlight washer pump, you absolute numpty. And it sits in the bottle there. Can you see it? Just in here. That's where it's leaking from. I've checked the bottle. I can't see any cracks in the bottle itself. So that would lead me to believe it's a seal, which I have over here. Just zoom out. I suspect the seal itself has failed. I can't see any obvious damage to the seal, nor can I see any obvious cracks in the bottle. So what I'm going to do now is I will fit the new seal from the new bottle, refit this, test the system and see whether or not it leaks. I'll do it before reassembling everything, because it would be very silly to reassemble everything and realise you've still got a problem. So yeah, let's get a new seal in there, pop the level sensor back in, and hopefully we'll be tickety-boo. That's the old seal. Autofocus working well, thank you. And here is the new seal. There we go. So let's put this one in the bin and get this one fitted, and hopefully that should be problem solved. Correction, earlier I said that this is the fluid level sensor. Now I was being an idiot. Of course the fluid level sensor is actually in the middle. That is the washer pump for the headlights, because this has bi-xenons and therefore it has its own washer system. So the new seal is fitted. There's a little bit of dribble of fluid just on the left hand side, but I think it's just where I've pressed the washer pump into the seals. I think it's just a little bit of a spillage from that. I've topped it up with fluid. Bring you around to this side. As you can see, yeah, pretty much full. I think the capacity of this system is around 5.5 litres, so yeah, it does take a lot of washer fluid. Look, no drips, no leaks. So I think we can deem that mission success. Not quite. As I was getting ready to put the bumper back on, I noticed it was still leaking. This is why. Who knew the Mark II Leon Cupra came with its own water feature? Let's move it over. So I found it's not actually this seal here, although there was a lot of fluid accumulated around said seal. It was actually coming from this piece here. So there's a black plastic elbow pipe, which is just here, and it was leaking from that union, and there's an O-ring that sits just there in that gap. And yeah, that O-ring was just knackered. So I've got an O-ring from stock. Thankfully, we've got one here. Put that on, and yeah, that should be mission success. That O-ring looks a little bit thicker than the one I took off, but it is brand new. So hopefully, right. So the connector's back on. I'll give it a few moments to see if it leaks. If that's worked, brilliant. If that hasn't worked, then it will probably need this new elbow piece, this kind of L piece. Right, so finally, it took 1 or 2 attempts, but I think the washer bottle issue is now fixed. So I'll keep an eye on it for the next few days, make sure there's no leaks or any puddles forming under Leo once more. So that's Leo, that's the update on him. Other than that, he's tickety-boo. One of the plastic hoses for the PCV was kind of saturated in oil, but I think it was just slightly loose. I've cleaned it off, reconnected it properly, and that seems to be okay, but I did order a replacement in case I need it, but I think I should be okay. So now time to pack up the tools I don't need, take Leo home and go and get Monique and see what's going on in regards to the coolant. So as you can see, I'm now joined by Monique. So the update on her. she, given the age of her, she's making various rattles and squeaks, and some of them are quite annoying. Now, that isn't the main concern of what we're doing today. I still think she's losing a bit of coolant. So I'm going to do a coolant pressure test to see if there's any external leaks. I'm hoping they're external, because if they're internal, that would make me cry. The coolant level at the moment is, yeah, so there's not much coolant in there. It's definitely below the minimum level. So let's see what's occurring, and hopefully it's nothing too sinister. Hell. Now, in my defense, I've used that attachment before and I've never had any issues. Anyway, I was given a more suitable attachment, and whilst it still wasn't a perfect fit, it had less potential of giving me and Monique another coolant shower. With the relevant pressure applied, I checked for leaks and I couldn't find anything obvious. Although I had no reason to suspect an issue with the head gasket, I got one of the technicians I work with to carry out a sniff test just to be sure. She passed this test with flying colours, so the loss of the coolant remains a bit of a mystery. I'll keep an eye on it, as Monique and I will be making our petrol head pilgrimage to the Nürburgring later this month. Right, that's Monique out of the way. Time to bring on Bella. So as you can see, we now have Bella up in the air. Now, she has recently failed her MOT. One of the failures is a bit annoying because it's something I rectified earlier in the year, but it's since come back. Let me start off by going to the offside rear wheel. We'll come back to this one in a minute. So if I spin this up, you'll see free as a bird. Lovely, lovely, lovely. Just put my hand on it, give it another big spin, as if I'm on a game show. There we go. Spinning as it should. Now, if I bring you to the near side rear, things aren't the same. So if I spin it, I can't spin it because now I'm having to use a lot of force to even get it to move. So yeah, reason for failure, excessive bind on the near side rear, and this little, let's just turn up the ISO. Gonna really bump it up, bear with me. So this little lever, which is part of the handbrake mechanism, it's seized again. Kind of annoying because yeah, I spent a lot of time unseizing it earlier in the year, but yeah, that problem has come back. The other reason for failure, could need a torch for this, so bear with me. The offside rear seal has excessively corroded, so let's just zoom you guys in. I don't know if that's the specific part that's failed, but yeah, you can see that's all orange, browny, horrible and crusty. If I zoom in, I think yeah, it's really nasty in there. So yeah, I think that's the specific reason for failure. But yeah, needless to say, as you guys know now, it's yeah, it's not exactly concourse under here. Hopefully, by the time you would have watched this, she would have been fixed, and even more, hopefully so, she would have been sold. So she is currently up for sale on Facebook Marketplace. Of course, well, unless someone's willing to buy her without an MOT, which is, yeah, I highly doubt, she will need to be fixed, which is annoying because it's more money I'm having to spend. This was meant to be a cheap project, and most of it has been cheap, but she's starting to turn into a bit of a money pit. So yeah, I'll be honest, I'm kind of glad that I'm letting go of her now. I was half tempted to keep her because it's nice to have a little runabout that you can park anywhere. Doesn't matter if someone dings their car door into it or a stray shopping trolley bumps into it, because it's got enough dents and blemishes as it is. But yeah, as much as I have enjoyed owning her, I won't be too sad to let her go if I'm going to be honest. So yeah, that's the update on that. There's a few things, there's a few other advisories, but one thing I'm quite proud of is that pretty much the majority of the advisories last year, they've been scrubbed off. So yeah, a lot of the hard work I've done has been worthwhile. It has paid off. Have I spent more money on this car than I should have done? I will probably say yes, but I have done things like coilovers, the wheels, and things that weren't needed. There were things through choice, modifications and so forth. So yeah, let's get Bella dropped down and I can conclude this video. So there we have it, guys. That is my update on the car obsession fleet. I do hope you have enjoyed this video. If you have any questions about the cars or maybe any suggestions, then please drop it in the comment section below. If you have enjoyed this video, then please make sure you like it. If you are subscribed, don't forget to click the bell icon so you get notified every time I make a video. But until the next time, guys, be sure to keep up the car obsession.